I thought healing would bring peace, like finally checking a box, a reward, a glow, a smile in the mirror. But what came was silence and the strange weight of empty space. No applause, no arrival, just a pause I didn't expect. I wasn't sharing everything anymore. I stopped justifying myself to people who never really listened. I disappeared from the places that once defined me, and for a moment, I panicked. It felt like I had lost my edge. But what if that loss was the beginning? The ancient Greeks had a word for this moment, metanoia, the quiet shift of the mind before rebirth. It was used by thinkers like Antisthenes, who believed virtue could only grow in the space where illusion is stripped away. That's what no one tells you. When you're becoming unbreakable, it won't feel like rising, it'll feel like falling into yourself. I used to think change came in lightning, in breakthroughs, in viral clarity, the perfect quote, the moment that makes you cry. But I was wrong. That's not how character is built. That's how movies end. In real life, change is dull. It's showing up again and again. No magic, no flash, just choices. Small ones, repeated. Empedocles once said that all growth is shaped by the tension of opposing forces. So if it feels hard, that might mean it's real. You're not failing because you don't feel different. You're growing because you're acting different, even when it feels the same.
This is Timeless Mind, where ancient wisdom clears modern chaos.
There was a time I'd defend everything, explain every choice, argue with strangers. I thought silence meant surrender, but now I see it differently. Silence wasn't weakness. It was the end of performing. The moment I stopped reacting, I started reflecting. In that space, I found clarity, not because someone gave it to me, but because I finally had space to listen to myself. As the ancient philosopher Isocrates taught, be slow to speak and only after having thought. That's not fear, that's mastery. Silence reveals what noise can't, your values, your wounds, your direction. And once you know those, you don't need to shout. At first, the solitude stung. No messages, no notifications, just space. But slowly, it stopped feeling like punishment and started feeling like peace. I stopped chasing distraction. No more scrolling, no more background noise, just me and my thoughts. Some were ugly, some were beautiful, but all of them were mine, and for once, that was enough. The ancient Greeks saw solitude not as exile, but as a forge, where the self could finally take shape outside the noise of society. They'll say you're isolating, that you're disappearing, but maybe you're just arriving back to who you really are. I used to track everything, steps, sleep, calories, habits. I thought discipline meant control, but slowly, it became obsession. Every moment was a metric. Every day, a performance review. And when I slipped, I didn't just feel behind. I felt broken. One day, I skipped a habit, not because I forgot, but because I chose to rest. And in that quiet space, I realized something. Discipline isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things, for the right reasons. Perfection didn't make me strong. It made me anxious, always chasing, never arriving. But when I started choosing progress, not punishment, my strength stopped depending on pain. It started growing from self-respect. Xenophon once wrote, "The soul suffers when forced into an unnatural rhythm." I didn't need to abandon discipline. I just had to stop using it as a weapon. Now, I plan with kindness. I rest without guilt. and I'm stronger because of it. The old me wanted to win, to prove, to impress. But now, I want to understand, to connect, to live aligned. That shift cost me something, but what I gained was peace. Some friends fell away, not because they were cruel, but because I no longer fit their mirror. And that's okay. You're not meant to stay frozen just to keep others comfortable. Heraclitus believed identity was a river, always flowing, always changing. You can never step in the same one twice. So why expect to remain who you were yesterday? The path to strength isn't paved with sameness. It's carved by change, and you're walking it already. If this moment has reminded you of who you are and who you still wish to become, subscribe to Timeless Mind by Nikolaos. Each week we return to ancient wisdom to reset, reflect, and rise with clarity. This is your space, your philosophy, your voice, remembered. No one will clap for the morning you didn't snooze, or the message you deleted instead of sending in anger, or the meeting where you chose to listen instead of speak. There's no award for that kind of strength. No post, no praise, just you, doing what's right when no one's watching. And yet, those are the moments that shape the unbreakable. The ancient Greeks called it arete, not glory, not applause, but excellence, practiced in silence. It wasn't about being seen. It was about being true to your values, to your word, to your way, even if no one noticed, especially then. Most people won't understand why you stopped performing, but you didn't change for applause. You changed to live aligned. That's the paradox of becoming unbreakable. You don't feel powerful, you feel peaceful, not because you've won some battle, but because you've stopped needing one. You still care, you still show up, but you don't chase validation anymore. And in that quiet shift, something stronger takes root. We chase strength like it's a badge. We want to be unshakable, unbothered, unbreakable. But maybe the goal isn't to be untouchable, it's to be honest, present, whole. You will break, you will bend, but you won't disappear. Because you've built something deeper than confidence. You've built character, not for applause, but for the kind of life you can quietly respect. That is what holds. And maybe that's the real lesson. Being unbreakable was never the point. It was always about becoming whole, rooted, human.